right, so up to this point, what we've done is we've identified all of the different segments that would do business with us. We've identified why they would do business with us. We've identified exactly who these different segments are. We also identified how they are connected. And then in the previous video, what we did was we talked about what are the different market tiers and what market tier am I competing with the most, all right? So now what we have at this point is you could have 3, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 segments that you're looking at right now. Now, one of the key things for us to remember as an entrepreneur is that our resources are limited. I'm going to be telling you that over and over and over again. I can't tell you how many times I see entrepreneurs that are just simply overextended. They're doing too much. Your resources are limited. Your advertising dollars are limited. Your staff and scalability and inventory is limited. So even though we've identified all of these different segments, reality is you might not be able to focus on all of them at once. The truth is you might not be able to focus on all of them at once. And that's what this video is about today, all right? Your resources are limited. You cannot afford to go after each and every segment. Now, here's something that's interesting. As you are looking at your segments, right, you are going to realize, hey, there are some segments that I really want to go after, but I'm currently not attracting them yet. You're going to realize that there are some segments that you are attracting that might not be the best segment for your business, and you might want to try to get another segment. You might realize that the segment that you're attracting might not be the most profitable, or maybe there's another profitable segment out there that you're trying to get. In this stage, we need to make sense out of all of this, all right? So we've identified who our different segments are. We've identified what market tier they are in, so we know what level of quality and what level of pricing they are expecting. Now what we got to do is we got to strategize on how are we going to focus our resources. What segment are we going to focus on first? What segment are we going to focus on second, all right? I want you to think of this. How many of you own a Tesla today? Maybe 2%, maybe 20% of you own one, maybe 10%. I think it's fair to say not everyone has a Tesla or even an electric vehicle, okay? Why is that? Well, when something new comes out, right? Or think of when the iPhone first came out, when Tesla first came out. When a new revolutionary product first comes out, you have one group of people that they don't care how it works. They don't care how well it works. Because it's the newest thing, they're the first one to get it. They're the first ones to get it, right? Whenever there's a new Apple product that comes out, that group is always the first one to get it. Whenever there's a new restaurant that it opens up, they're the first ones to go. You have a group of individuals who are always trying to get the first thing first, right? Then you have another group of individuals that say, you know what? If I can use that to improve my situation, if it makes my job easier or more productive, if it makes me more effective on the athletic field, if it helps to improve my ideal persona and help me to achieve that ideal persona, if it offers some element of a competitive advantage, okay, you know what? I'll adopt to that. Then you have another group, a third group that says, you know what? Okay, you people have it first. Go right ahead. There's nothing really special I want to do with it. I want to see how everyone uses it first. And if I see all my friends and family using it with success, okay, then maybe I'll jump on board, okay? Now pay attention to this. That last group I mentioned, this is the social proof group. They need to see social proof before they make a purchase. Well, in order to get social proof, you need to find people who are going to use your product first in order to establish that social proof. Is it possible that right now, at this moment, some of the segments that you're targeting and advertising to and spending money on, maybe that segment that actually needs social proof first? And you're not getting that target because you haven't established your social proof first. So that's what the point of this video is. Who are your most profitable segments? What segments should you focus on first? What segments should you focus on second? And how do you create a snowball effect where you're starting to get segment after segment that is in line with the amount of resources that you can handle? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about in this video right now. So here's what you want to do. Have your list of segments on the side of you because we're going to go through this. So the first group of segments that you want to target, we call this new or you or new. Okay, either way you want to go with it. If any of you have been in sales, right? A lot of people who are in sales, when you're in a sales organization, they'll tell you your first clientele base is your warm market, those who know you, right? Those are the individuals who you should target first. Now, why do they say this? Why is your warm market a group of individuals that you should go after first? This is because they know you, right? Have any of you done business with someone? Not because it was the best product, not because it was the cheapest product, but it was someone you knew. You wanted to help them out. You wanted to do business with one of your friends or one of your family. A family member opened a restaurant and you wanted to support them. A friend opened up a clothing store and you wanted to be there to support them, okay? The first group of people that you want to target are individuals who will do business with you simply because it's you. Now, this fits into many categories. In your segment list, right? Who is on that list that's a friend or family member that will do business with you just because it's you? Who are people on your email database, or who are people you have connections with, or who are people that you are connected with? Are you a part of the Small Business Association or the Chambers of Commerce or a networking group, and you know those individuals will do business with you simply because it's you? Are you a part of any associations and you know those people in that association will do business with you because you are a part of it? Are there different clubs or friend groups that you can bring in? Okay, so when we're talking about you, who are those people that you are connected to? What groups or associations are you connected to that will do business because it's you? All right, so that's the first thing that helps you start a base and establish a base. Next thing, which is also part of this you, which is really interesting, is brand loyalist. I have a friend, we probably all have a friend that every single time a new iPhone comes out, they're always getting it, right? It doesn't matter if the iPhone has new improvements or not. Just because they are Apple loyalists, they will actually get an iPhone every time it comes out. There are some people that will lease a brand new car every single year because they are loyal to the brand. There are some people who will only wear Under Armour athletic gear or Under Armour sneakers, and that's it. They're very loyal to that brand. So when we're talking about you want to look at all of your segments. And here's something that's interesting. Maybe, is it possible that that business association you're attached to, you didn't even put down into your segment list? Is that a possibility? Guess what? Doing business with you because it's you and doing business with you because they know you, guess what? That is a why. That is why some people will do business with you. How many of you actually put under a why as one of your segments because they know you? Because they're associated with you. That's a segment, my friends. So if you haven't put that down, make sure you put that down. Brand loyalist. That's another reason why someone will do business with you. That's a why. They will do business because they are loyal to that brand. Okay? So you want to look at what are all the segments that will do business because it's you. What are all the segments that will do business because they know you, because they're loyal to you, so on and so forth. The other one is new. Now, this is where it gets interesting. There are people out there that if it is electronics, they are always looking to get the latest gadget. There are people out there who, the Tesla car, they want it because it's the first thing in this new invention. I have a good friend who always goes to every single new restaurant when they first open up in town. She's a huge foodie. If it's a new restaurant in town and it's a soft opening, she's there. You have other people who want the latest fashion or the latest trend. These people are really fascinating because they're always looking for the newest thing. It doesn't have to be the perfect product. It doesn't have to be the best product. If it's new, they are there and they're going to try it out. Why am I telling you to focus on this group first? Because the people who do business with you because it's you, because they're friends with you or they're family with you, it's very easy to get them associated into your business. Those individuals who are seeking, they're actively seeking for the newest thing. That is an easy group for you to get. They're actively seeking for the newest thing. So in this segment right here, you are new. What we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish is we're trying to solidify a base. We're trying to get a base set of customers that are doing business with us. This gets money coming in. This starts to build social proof. And it starts to give viability to our business, right? So your step one is you got to solidify your base. You hear politicians say this all the time. Commentaries will say, hey, that politician, they need to solidify their base as they're going into the election. As the primaries conclude, you need to start seeing consolidation around the base, right? It's the same exact concept. Those individuals who can be core customers, the easiest customers, those who are brand loyalists or who are attracted because it's you got to get them involved. You know, being Italian, there's an old joke of an old Italian gentleman who actually owned a cell phone store, and he was complaining that he never had any business. And he probably has 100 cousins and maybe 300 people in his extended family. And the question is, well, do your family members get a cell phone from you? You know, they probably need one every couple of years. And the gentleman says, no, not my family. I'm not going to ask them to buy for me. Well, why not? And he didn't have an answer. There are people connected to you who will do business with you. Are you asking them to? Okay? There are people that could be loyal to your brand that will continue to do business with you. Are you making it easy for them? There are people who are seeking for the newest thing. Are you making sure you're being heard to them? Okay, we're going to talk about how to promote all this down the road in the messaging section. But identify what segments fit you or new. That's step one. Okay, next step. Okay, the next group is competitive advantage. So what in the world is a competitive advantage? A competitive advantage is what is your target audience looking to accomplish, and how can you give them something to help them accomplish that they cannot find anywhere else. What it also is if one of your target audiences or one of your segments has a specific goal, what can you do to help them fulfill that goal that other people doesn't have? For example, if you have an athlete and you have a new technology of sneaker that helps the athlete run farther or jump higher, and if the athlete has that sneaker and other people don't, that's a competitive advantage for that athlete. If it's a business owner, right? Maybe it's a new business strategy that everyone knows about that can help them exceed and grow their business. If it's let's say new startups are looking for funding and it's a new avenue for them to get funding that not everyone knows about yet, okay? So that's what we're talking about, a competitive advantage. A competitive advantage could also be if someone's ideal persona is to be a fashionista and you actually have a fashion brand that brings European fashion to local neighborhoods here in the U.S., okay? That could be a competitive advantage. So here's what you need to do. Look at your segments. And in future videos, we're going to talk about a buyer persona, but we're going to get that more in detail later on. But what you want to do right now is look at your segments. And you want to ask yourself, really 5 questions. What segment has the most active passion that they're trying to fulfill? What segment is the most passionate about something that is in line with my business that I can provide? Or what segment has a goal that they're trying to accomplish that I can actually do a real good job helping them accomplish that goal? Or what segment is facing a significant problem, actively trying to solve that problem, and I can help them assist into solving that problem? What segment has frequently asked questions that I actually can help them answer? Or what segment is seeking an ideal persona that I can help fulfill? Okay, so you want to ask yourself these questions with the segments, and you want to identify the segments on your list that actually fit into those categories, that are actively seeking for a competitive advantage. They're actively seeking to fulfill a passion. So if you're a restaurant, right, what segments are actively looking for a specific night out on the town, or a nice place to hang out with their family, or they're actively looking for something new to do with their family. Okay, that could be a passion. A goal. If you are in apparel, right? Maybe you have Under Armour did this. They actually were able to create a new type of fabric that absorbed the sweat outside, that's lightweight, that's cool, for athletes who are training outside. They were able to solve a problem or help an individual fill a goal. Okay, every industry, every business is going to be different. But as far as a competitive advantage, you want to ask yourself what segments currently are actively seeking for a product or service that you can fulfill. It could be a passion that they want to fulfill. It could be a goal. It could, like if you're a restaurant, and maybe the goal of the business owner is to actually have different events at a nice establishment that's going to have great food, great service, great ambiance, and the event's going to be so fantastic that people are going to be talking about it. That's a goal, right? Because you might be saying, well, I'm a restaurant. What goals do my targets have? Well, again, it could be maybe a goal or maybe a passion is a place for a fancy, fantastic date night, right? That's a goal, right? What segments are looking for fantastic date nights to take someone to? A goal for a family member could be, I want a fantastic night out with the family, okay? That could be a goal. So again, you want to look at your segment list. What segments are actively seeking to fulfill a passion, to fulfill a goal, to overcome a problem that they're seeking, to answer questions that they're actively seeking answers for, or to fulfill an ideal persona, okay? That is the next series of segments that you want to target. That's going to fit on a competitive advantage. Now, notice what we're doing right now. First, you're focusing on your warm market and those who do business simply because it's you. Then you're focusing on individuals who are actively looking for the newest thing in town, and they'll do business because it's the newest thing in town, and you're targeting that group. That is the easiest path to least resistance, okay? You're getting those individuals first. Then under the competitive advantage, you get in the next section of segments who are actively looking to solve a problem, fulfill a passion, overcome to fulfill a goal, to get a question answered, right? Now you have a solid consumer base. And now when you try to go after a larger target audience that needs social proof, now you have the social proof. And this group will be easier for you to get. Okay? So pretty much this right here is the spreadsheet for you guys to use, and it's laid out really nicely. Now, just so you know, you're probably going to have, it is common for you to have multiple segments in each one of these blocks. That's okay. So what people will do business because it's you. Write all those segments down. And if you haven't identified those segments yet, this is a great opportunity for you to do so. Which segments will do business because you're the newest thing in town, you're just starting out, write them right here. What segments would do business with you because of a competitive advantage that you can offer? Rate those segments here. And then majority, see these right here are a niche clientele, right? These right here are more specialized. This right here is the majority. Once you go into the masses, you need to establish social proof before you can really get into a mass market. But then these segments right here, you don't want to touch until you've established yourself as a business first. These entities right here, these segments right here, these segments as far as new, you, and competitive advantage that you see right here, those are the easiest path to least resistance. Those are the easiest segments for you to get. So focus on those segments first, one by one. And here's an important point when we're talking about one by one. Remember, your resources are limited. You cannot go after all of these segments at first, right? So right off the bat, when you're starting out or if you're rebranding, who do you know? Who will do business because it's you? Who's loyal to you? Let's get them first. All of our resources on getting them, our emails, our phone calls, our advertising. Let's get those individuals. Next group, who's the group that is actually going to look for something new, okay? Let's go after that group. Maybe it's a Facebook group page that you can post on. Maybe there's social media ads that you can go after. Maybe it's Google AdWords, whatever it is, right? Again, we talk about all this stuff in the message section. Because it's new, go after those people. Competitive advantage, who's trying to actively solve something or accomplish something. Get that group, one segment at a time. Now, once you have solidified this, now this could take months, it could take years. But don't waste your time, don't waste your efforts on a mass media campaign until you get this group solidified first. You'll be wasting your money. One domino at a time. And then eventually, if you do this effectively, especially the competitive advantage, these individuals, those individuals in a competitive advantage will actually talk. And they will spread word of mouth to the majority who needs the social proof. Okay? So this is an effective way for you to identify who the most profitable segment could be first, who is the easiest segment for me to get first, and then take it step by step, little by little. Okay? Then when we get into this right here, this continues to grow our segment strategy. So you're going to see right here the why. You see the who, how it's connected, and then segment sequence, right? So all the people you're going to target first, put the segment here. The people you're going to target second. The segment you're going to go after third, fourth, so on and so forth. So you can see how we're starting to build out a really effective segment strategy and targeting strategy. So now when we actually get to product development, when we get into messaging, you are going to know exactly who you want to target, who you want to go after, and when. All right? So, Bible verse of the day, Luke 8:1. Soon after, he began going around from one city and village to another, proclaiming and teaching the kingdom of God. The 12 were with him. This is a fantastic verse that summarizes what we're talking about. And whether you're a Christian or not, this is a fantastic example. When you notice of the spread of Christianity, again, if you're a Christian or not, the spread in the evangelization of the thought process and the religion of Christianity is absolutely remarkable. How it started so small and it spread it throughout the world. But how did it start? It didn't start as a mass media campaign. It started, as this verse says, one village at a time. I go to one village, I spread the word, miracles are performed, the message is being taught, people are living an experience with the faith. Then you go to the next village, and to the next, and to the next. And this biblical principle is not only a principle of evangelization, but it's also a principle of business. In business, it's the same thing. You're not going to conquer the world overnight. One village at a time. One segment at a time. What segment are you going to focus on first? What level of service do they expect? What price point do they expect? Make them walk away with a fantastic experience where they want to tell everyone about you. Once you've solidified that segment, now go to the next. And do everything you can, divert all of your resources now on that segment. Then go to the next. If you take it one segment at a time, you're going to find that your resources will not be as spread thin as they would be if you're going after everyone at once. And little by little, you're going to start to see a more effective system in place. All right, guys, that's it for today. Have a good one.